Today we're reacting to the most dangerous water slides in the world. Like, look at this. Somebody was going on this water slide. They just flew off. Like, they're pretty much like dead. Okay, before I watch this video, nobody dies, by the way, YouTube, okay? Nobody gets hurt in this video, YouTube. Don't delete my video. We're gonna be reacting to some of the craziest, most insane, dangerous water slides of all time. Let's check this out, bro.
A slide that literally breaks backs. A slide with more lawsuits than reviews. And a slide that literally killed someone.
Okay. Before we watch this, YouTube, nobody died, by the way. He's lying. Joking. All right, we got 6 water slides. 6 of the creepiest water slides ever. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's do this.
These are the world's most dangerous banned slides. And I had to dig through the depths of the internet to find them. Starting with a slide so dangerous, it got shut down just 4 hours after opening. See, back in 2022, Belle Isle Park in Detroit reopened its legendary 50-foot metal slide. Only this time,
okay,
it may have gone a bit overboard with
Ow. Okay, metal slide, that was never a good idea to begin with. Why would you ever create a metal slide? Slides are supposed, like, they should be soft. They should be like plastic. Even though I don't like plastic, a metal slide's insane.
Wax, because what was supposed to be a smooth ride down turned into a high-speed death trap.
Ow.
Jesus! This slide was straight up bodying people, and it caused so much chaos, it became a viral news story.
2 words, giant slide.
Yeah, I bet he ain't happy after that.
I heard some groans.
There were some groans, there were some pops and snaps in the body too.
As you were going down the slide, what was going through your mind?
Man, I'm finna die.
But even after knowing all that, the line only kept getting longer, and the injuries kept piling up, with some exceptions.
I'd rather check myself before I wrecked myself.
Well said, kid. Well said. So
This
by
kid
the
probably
end of
went
the
to
day,
McDonald's
after
after
countless
this.
people got hurt, Park ended up closing the slide down before things got any worse. Man, that's just ridiculous. But what if I told you there's a slide so infamous, it got its own Wikipedia page and became a viral meme? You see, this was once a regular slide at the Boston City Hall Plaza. That was until August of 2023, when a cop went down and accidentally broke the internet.
Damn!
Holy crap! The man got rocked so hard he lost his ammo and his handcuffs. And when the internet saw this video, they immediately needed answers.
Bro, that's funny, bro. Somebody said Boston residents were complaining about a dangerous playground slide, but then a cop showed up to try to prove that the slide was okay.
Saw this video? They immediately needed answers. You had people questioning physics, asking for a Mythbusters reboot. Hell, some even wanted the slide arrested. I mean, no one could understand how a grown man could shoot out of a slide like.
I gotta see how this slide makes him go that fast. That's the fact, like, that looks like it's so painful. Nobody was hurt, by the way, YouTube.
And cannonball. So what did people do? They started traveling from around the country to try it for themselves.
How does a child go down that?
But it didn't stop there, because the cop slide became so popular that even full-grown men with PhDs couldn't figure out the science behind it.
It requires more exploration, scientific exploration to see what's really going on.
Damn, I can't believe it. And I can't believe this one either. Because is it just me, or did this guy just lose a limb?
Damn!
What the hell? Bro really got launched off this thing before even reaching the bottom. But at least the chaos only lasted.
Who makes a slide that does that, bro? That's the, okay, I would want to, if I was a kid, I would have wanted to do that. But look at that angle, bro. Whoever made this slide, one of these kids dead.
Or even reaching the bottom. But at least the chaos only lasted 8 seconds. Now this next slide, on the other hand, gives you plenty of time to rethink your life choices. Because at 30 meters long and towering 14 meters high, the slippery
so
dip looks
tall.
fun. But for this guy right here, it's just one giant regret.
Dan Duncan suffered a fractured leg, the worst of numerous injuries needing attention from paramedics.
Okay, well, if you're like 45 years old and you're going down a slide, what the hell am I saying? I expect you to get injured, bro.
He's already had surgery, but won't be able to go back to work for 4 months.
Skydiving, horse riding, jet skiing, all that sort of thing. But yeah, the slippery dip got me.
Poor guy had his dreams and his spine crushed. So park officials were left with no choice but to temporarily shut it down. And today,
this slide don't even look that bad. It's just, it looks like, I mean, I guess that's kind of bad.
banned. Now on the topic of reckless rides, I bet you didn't know there was one in Spain that set a record for the fastest teardown in slide history. Yeah, this is Tobogán de Estepona, aka
Tobogán de Balsanoia? What the hell is that?
one of the dumbest slides ever designed. Like, this thing wasn't even built for fun. It was designed to help people get from one street to another.
Huh? Damn.
What the? Did someone really think replacing stairs with a slide was a good idea?
That is a good idea, bro. If you're trying to get one place to another, taking a slide would be fire, bro. You don't gotta walk, you don't gotta do anything. You just gotta slide and hope you don't get
It only gets worse from here, because this wasn't just any ordinary slide. I'm talking 128 feet of stainless steel, 3 sharp turns, an insanely steep angle, and oh yeah, it's sitting right above a freaking pile of rocks. I mean, this slide was such a disaster. It left people with broken legs, fractured arms, and outraged an entire community, leading to a full teardown just 24 hours after it opened. But hey, if they're handing out records for stupid slides, this one deserves a trophy, because it's literally...
That's the fastest slide I've ever... Bro, look at this guy. He went to Narnia. Holy shit.
Most dangerous slide in the whole Japan. See, on a good day, it's already a rough ride. It starts off smooth, but then the curves get sharper. The slide picks up speed, and all of a sudden, you're getting your skeleton rearranged. But when the rain hits, that's when the real danger begins. Because with nothing to stop you, riders get yeeted out of the bottom faster than that.
Damn.
So eventually, after enough broken bones and viral videos of people getting wrecked, Japan hit with the ban.
What was he
hammer.
wearing?
Man, this slide had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. But I wish I was lying about this next slide, because it's been hit with so many lawsuits, you'd think the designers were trying to kill someone. Back in 2020, Whitehall, Pennsylvania's Mammoth Park unveiled 2 100-foot metal slides, twisting all the way down a hill, and the town was hyped. But just a month later, the slide was already catching some heat. I mean, hell, you had people claiming they suffered compression fractures in their vertebrae, deep bruising, and were left with anxiety and depression. So by
Playground slide gave me depression. Come on, bro.
It's 2020. The county had no choice but to step in and make safety improvements. So they spent $30,000 adding a rubber padding at the bottom, handrails, barriers to keep people away from rocks, warning signs, and even a video on how to use the slides safely. Damn, that's a lot of money for 2 kid slides.
Spider-Man, don't
and
give
after
up.
nearly a year of upgrades, the slides finally reopened in June of 2021. And that's when the real controversy kicked off.
Slides have been at the center of several lawsuits since they were installed 4 years ago.
Just after 4 years of operation, the slides got the city sued 8 different times. And somehow, they're still open to this day. That's crazy. But there's some slides that take crazy to a dangerous level. Because there was once a theme park so unhinged, it packed the world's deadliest slides into a single day pass. See, in 1978, a man named Eugene Mulvihill opened Action Park in Vernon, New Jersey. And this place was unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. 3 different lands, 75 rides. It had everything. Well, everything except a basic regard for safety. I mean, first of all, the park didn't even have real insurance. And on top of that, the staff were undertrained, underage, and sometimes even drunk. Allegedly. But even worse than that, the rides looked like they were thrown together in someone's garage because they were.
Many of the rides were experimental, and on paper the design looked good. But in reality, once the ride was turned on, it was not fit for a safe ride by the average person in public.
Take the Alpine Slide, for example.
Yeah, that looks dangerous. I'm not gonna lie.
1985 alone, it racked up 14 fractures and 26 head injuries. And that's not even counting the time it actually killed someone. And that's just one of many. Because over at the park's infamous grave pool, they had 12 lifeguards on duty at all times. And they still couldn't keep up. I mean, it got so bad at one point that on busy weekends, they were rescuing up to 30 people. Until one day, when a 15-year-old didn't make it. Now, you'd think all these fatalities would cause the park to shut down, but instead, they remained open. And over the next 5 years, 3 more people died. Yeah, this place killed 6 people. That's insane. And yet somehow, Action Park continued to rake in the money, pulling over 1 million visitors a year.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I would still go there. It looks fun. I mean, if you end up dying at a water park, I mean, you probably gotta be doing something wrong, you know?
Their sketchy operation finally caught up with them. Injury settlements were piling up. The company fell into massive debt, and they were forced to sell the park, which was rebranded as the safer, more family-friendly Mountain Creek Water Park. But fast forward to the 2010s, when the founder brought it back, and the madness returned, with their iconic Cannonball Falls making a comeback.
Awesome.
A slide that straight up launched people into a 10-foot deep pool. People were getting hurt from day one. And by 2015, it had become the #1 source of pain in the entire park, with 1 recorded injury every week. So that's when the state stepped in and pulled the plug, banning it for life. But look, that slide ran for decades before anyone shut it down. Now imagine a slide so insane that even
Bro, dude, this thing got a loop-de-loop.
Park banned it all the way back in 1985. This is the Cannonball Loop, a slide so ridiculous, all it takes is one look at the thing to know it was a terrible idea.
There was a water slide that held one person that went in a flip.
It looked like a bunch of kids built it because that's what it was. A bunch of kids built it.
Yeah, this was the first ever looping water slide in the world. And it was built the only way Action Park knows how, with zero logic.
Bro, what if like you go down and you don't get enough speed? So then like you go up here and you're like, whoa, and then you end up falling back down. What do you do if you're right here? You're trapped in the middle of the slide. You can't go this way and you can't go that way. But dude, so if there was like a little kid, I bet you had to have like a certain weight. Like if you were like under 200 pounds, like this was only made for fat people. Like if you were fat, you probably couldn't fit in here, but you had to be a certain amount of fat. You'd go down the slide and you'd be so fat that you would go so fast. And
with no engineering background. You see, initial testing started out with crash dummies that came back with missing limbs and heads. So naturally, that meant it was ready for phase 2, paying employees $100 to try it for themselves.
I would do it.
What do you know? The results weren't any better. Because not only did the loop hit riders with up to 9 Gs of force, which, by the way, is the kind of thing fighter pilots train for, but people started coming out with mysterious cuts, which just so happened to be human teeth stuck in the slide's interior. I mean, some people didn't even make it to the other side, getting stuck at the top and forcing the park to install an emergency escape hatch. But even with all these problems, the ride still remained open for 2 years. Until July of 1985, when it was finally shut down. Man, Action Park had a big problem, but Kansas City had an even bigger problem, and it was called Verruckt. Because this slide was so crazy, it literally killed someone. Yeah, standing at 168 feet tall.
Okay, before I see this, how do you die on a water slide, bro? I gotta see it. Like, there's water, bro. Are you amphibian? What? I don't know what that means. Forget it. I don't care.
To leave every other water slide in the dust. In fact, when it opened in 2014, it was the tallest water slide ever made. I mean, from day one. It was built to make history.
That is so
and
tall.
It did, just for all the wrong reasons. You see, the lead designer, John Schooley, had no formal engineering background. And instead of careful calculations, he relied on good old-fashioned trial and error. Like if something went wrong during testing, they just tweak it a little and set another raft down. And the problems? They were adding up pretty fast. No joke. Rafts were flying in the air one after another. So to fix it, they kept raising the second hill to force them back down. But they didn't just make the landings worse. It made the speeds totally unpredictable. Instead of redesigning the whole slide like they should have, they threw up some netting and metal hoops over the track. So yeah, if you went airborne, you had a way bigger problem. But despite all these issues—
Wait, yeah, if you're going up like this and you go airborne without the metal track, you're gonna like fall and get hurt. But if you have that metal thing right there above you, you go airborne, you're head first into the metal.
The park pushed ahead with construction, scrambling to finish before opening day. So when Verruckt finally opened to the public, it didn't take long for people to start getting hurt. I mean, in just 2 years, at least 13 people were seriously injured. And the entire time, the park decided to do absolutely nothing about it. Not even when staff reported the slide's braking system was failing, just days before tragedy struck. Yeah. See, on August 7th, 2016, 10-year-old Caleb Schwab was at the park with his family when he and his brother decided to ride Verruckt for the very first time. This was supposed to be one of the most thrilling experiences of this kid's life, but instead, it was his last.
In Kansas City, Kansas, tragedy on Schlitterbahn's Verruckt.
We are saddened to share that a young boy died.
And investigators can now confirm Caleb Schwab was decapitated by the Verruckt slide at KCK's Schlitterbahn.
What the bro, what? It's that metal cage, bro! This kid went up in his head.
A criminal investigation followed, and the ride never opened again. The public called it a death trap, families called it negligence, and the park called in the demolition crew.
Bro, are you kidding me, bro? This kid went down the slide, popped up, and his head got chopped.